Here we are at the Rondebosch, at the Durbanville field. Nice start, Peter. Durbanville have just run on. Rondebosch are doing their uncustomary huddle. Never seen this before. Something new. Maybe it's a bit of win in Rome. My name is Peter Woodard. I'm a teacher at Rondebosch Boys Preparatory School. Commentating here with
Nico Jacobs, onderwijzer bij Laerskool Durbanville. Right, we've got Rondebosch kicking off and the game's on the way. Right, we've got Bosch on the back foot, 15 retreat, steps to 8. Does well to buy time for his players to get back to join the ruck. And we've got a penalty, Durbanville putting their hands on the ground trying to steal the ball.
Rondebosch 12, Daniel Smith. He's going to put this ball out for a line out. Line out here to Rondebosch. The 10-meter line just inside the Rondebosch field of play.
Peter, I have to say, Rondebosch choosing an uncharacteristic team with the backs being larger than the forwards.
Interesting. Got a couple of boys who are out at the moment. Could make a bit of a difference to the pack. But yeah, the pack is relatively lightweight. Casey Muller taking the ball on the crash. Rondebosch 13. It's a grade 6 boy. Under 12. Again, win in Rome. Playing against school from northern suburbs where 12s and 13s can play together in the under 13A side. We've made that call for this week. Penalty to Rondebosch. Mistouch van Daniel Smith.
Daai dak het van Durbanville wat die bal mooi daar die lug uitvat. Die bal kom uit 10 net om Janko hoe sê ja, cross kick of sorts wat hulle daarsoms uit hulle eie halftyd gegee het en die bal is uit en Rondebosch gaan nou weer balbesit kry net binne die helfte van Durbanville.
Nico, tell us about the Durbanville 10. He looks like an excellent player.
I know what you're fishing for, yeah. So Durbanville 10, Janko Webb. He is on his way. He's going to Rondebosch High School. So he is now for the last time in this matchup as a Durbanville boy. From next year, he will be representing Bosch.
Awesome. That's looks like a great coup for Rondebosch High School going forward. Taken in by Daniel Smith. Clean is just too slow to keep that ball for Rondebosch. Penalty to Durbanville.
Durbanville wat die keuse vroeg in die wedstryd vat om hier van die 10 meter stippellyn af pale toe te gaan. Janko is bekend daarvoor om die bal relatief lekker te gaan stryk. Hy skop hom meeste van die tyd. 99% van die tyd stryk hy hom sweet. Ons gekyk, dis 10-10-1 dalk op die buitewyke van die afstand wat hy gewoonlik skop. Indien so enetjie oorgaan, Peter, you can agree, if you've got a flyer off who's kicking his first kick of the match and it's basically on the edge of his distance, I mean, if he slots this one, the confidence is up for the rest of the match.
Confidence is up. Interesting choice. Coming over it, obviously really worried about this game, taking kicks early. And he's just pulled it left.
Definitely at the distance.
Yeah, excellent strike, just pulled it. Bit like my golf swing.
Yanks everything to the left.
22 here to Rondebosch. For Rondebosch just to restart play. Daniel Smith with the ball.
22 dropout, something we see very little of at primary school level. As you said, interesting choice to go for poles. It's something that not very many primary schools do. Excellent dropout there. Lots of distance.
Was just missing that first time tackle. Durbanville ball on the halfway line.
As Liam Swart wat hom sterk opdra, daar Alex Stein wat vinnig die bal skoonmaak. Hy paas is Janko op 10. Bal gaan uit. Dis 'n klein bietjie van 'n woer baan net doen goed. Jandre wat afgaan. Forwards is vinnig. Alex gee uit en as hy dak het waar met sy blink helmet. Quick clean, first phase ball, good, lekker. Goeie handjies. Bal kom uit en ongelukkig baas dit daar vir die man van die verkeerde span. Ja. Luck of the draw, maybe just a bit of a members bounce there.
No, drop from Rondebosch, left wing. Ayaka Rohi. Unfortunately, ball bounced up beautifully for the Durbanville wing for the try.
Hartlik om verskoning. Die man met die 2 try vir Durbanville is Louis Andrag. I mean, Peter, for the people watching the video or watching the live stream, they won't be able to see this, but we've got on the B field, just on the other end of the A field, we've got the under 11 Cs going strong. And it's good to see we've got still plenty of parents, not just watching the first team, but actually supporting the under 11 Cs. And it's just so nice to have 2 schools that have got depth, to be able to put 2 C sides together and still have the parents and the community support them. So it's such a nice sight to see.
Absolutely. One of our joys of coming out to Durbanville is that we've got every single Rondebosch rugby boy gets to play from under 9F to under 13A. And lovely that Durbanville actually commit to playing under 12s as an under 12 age group, which really, it's the way we do things in the southern suburbs, and it makes apples with apples, playing apples with apples, not with mixed teams, which is great.
Rondebosch having a very good restart there. Die regtervleuel Luan wat daar die bal gevang het en hy's vinnig net hier in die kantlyn vasgedruk en Rondebosch wat nou vinnig die bal na die punte van Durbanville via hulle eie punte kan aanteken. Dis Dian van der Sand wat hoog styg om die bal af te neem aan die lyn staan. Bal word veld afgeskop, net dus kan die halflyn op en is weer eens 'n goeie bons. Indien jy 'n Durbanville ondersteuner is en dis Durbanville manne wat eerste daar is en die bal word verder aangeskop. Dit is John Leroux wat agter die bal aan hardloop en die bal wen op die ou en die resies daar. En vinnig Peter, we've now got the ball which has gone from 22 to 22 in a flash.
Absolutely, wonderful kick from Janku Webb. Just turned defense into attack. One fell swoop.
But I think Bosch just a little shaky at the start here. I think the nerves are probably still there.
Yeah, a bit of nerves.
You can see, there's like a gap where there perhaps shouldn't have been a gap, and I think just a little bit shaky. Another example there
line
of
out.
perhaps miscommunication.
Miscommunication, the line out there. Turnover. Not released. In the rack, ref indicating Rondebosch fortunate there to come away with a penalty 5 meters from their line. Got a line out set up on the far touch. 14 meters in the Rondebosch half of the field. Waiting for the ball. Ashton Smith and Rondebosch hooker ready to feed the line out. Hopefully we've got better communication now. Another excellent steal in the air from Durbanville, number 4.
And it's Louis
excellent
Storr.
hands getting out to the Durbanville right wing to score in the corner.
Luckily, we've got commentators on hand, Peter. And it was definitely not the commentators that went directly in front of the camera.
That would be the
Meneer François Roux.
Meneer François Roux and Meneer Peter Woodard, but rest assured that the try was scored, even if you didn't see it online, by the Durbanville right wing.
Ja, regtervleuel Louis Stor wat daar mooi hulle noem hom hoeka die windhond. Hy het redelike wiele wat hy daar teen die kant kan afstuur. Ja, pragtige skoppie daar deur Janko.
Restart from Daniel Smith. It's bouncing to touch. Line out to Durbanville. 13 meters inside the Durbanville half of the field.
Peter, I just realized the Durbanville number 3 prop, Kian Bester, this is his first time wearing the first team jersey. So this is quite a special occasion for him. So let's see, keep an eye on him and how he enjoys the experience.
That's awesome. That's so wonderful to get the opportunity in his second last term of primary school.
En die bal kom uit daar met Alex Stein en hy gee hom weer vir Janko en is weer eens 'n skoppie. Hulle probeer die gras vind en die keer vriendelike bons wat daar reguit in die man van Rondebosch se hande ingaan en hy doen weer eens baie goeie werk om op sy voete lank genoeg te bly vir die manne om te kom help. En die bal kom uit daar. Goeie eerste fase daar, bal hard opgedra, slegs 'n meter oor die voordeellyn, maar 'n belangrike momentum.
Kicked directly out by Rondebosch.
That one was a bit like my golf swing.
Okay, I've got you.
All the way out to the right.
Rondebosch took it through a couple of phases there, held the ball. But yeah, always under pressure to hold the ball, to keep it through the phases. Durbanville really putting them under pressure on the ground. Nico, is that the Durbanville headmaster who I see? Is he coaching the team?
He is, no, we not officially coaching, but we go to him because, you know, obviously he's the headmaster, he's a rugby genius, he just absolutely knows everything there is to know about rugby. So if ever there's a question, you know, he's just always there to lend a hand or pass on some knowledge to the rest of the coaches. So it's good to see that he's still humble enough to coach with the rest of the boys here at Durbanville Primary School.
Awesome. Line out won by Durbanville in the Rondebosch 22. Janko Webb takes it up with the pass to Durbanville 7.
Oh.
And then in the contact, lost the ball forward, but there was a advantage from a penalty.
We've seen Durbanville going for poles at the start of this match, but I think now that they've got a 12-point lead, I think we might see a bit of running rugby. The scrum have still got the ball in his hand. No, he's got Jandre Barnett, who's now going to go for corner. And one can only assume that in traditional South African rugby, there is a maul on the way.
I think that is a very good assumption, not even having seen the Durbanville team play before. But yes, parts of our nation were born to maul.
Jandre treurig met die bal in die hand. Hy gaan hom in die lyn staan instuur. Durbanville met 'n klomp bewegings en 'n klomp daar en is weer nommer 4 slot en daar kry en hulle gaan voor om met die maul. Erik van Meulen met so klein bietjie kruip op die grond. Ons lelike is morsige bal al voor in die losgemaal. Ons wag vir die bal om uit te kom. En een man daar van Durbanville wat so half onderdeur man is se voete. Corne Gerber wat die bal vat en so half onderdeur die rak terwyl niemand gekyk het. Hy het hom so net so oor die wit lyntjie gedruk.
Rondebosch forwards coach, Mr. Matthew van Niekerk, talking strongly to his forwards to keep the defensive wall a little bit stronger.
Another one by Janku, which just misses on the left side of the uprights. Difficult kick all the way from the 3 meters away from the touchline.
He really does strike the ball well there, Nico. Sure.
He's got plenty of distance, and like I said, normally the radar is also working pretty nicely. But so far there haven't been any what you could consider easy kicks. I mean, he's had 2 from the corners, and then he's got one which was right out in front, but it was about 40 meters. Durbanville 15, Luan Dupré wat weer eens die bal van die afskop af vat, die keer hardloop by binneveld toe sodat hy nie uitgeveld kan word nie. Elik wat vinnig die bal vir Genre speel. Genre wat 'n klein gapentjie sien, gapentjie is vinnig toe en die bal word vinnig beskerm en dit kom terug uit. En dit is Dian van der Sand hierdie keer met sy blou skrampet, nommer 5 tree aan wat die bal opvat. Ouens bietjie laat met die skoonmaak, maar dit is nog steeds effektief. Alex Stein gee uit, dit is Genre Treurnig, is 'n redelike groot seun daai. Buite senter van Rondebosch briljant daar gedoen om te stop, one-on-one. En daar is Louis Andrag weer mooi bal beskikbaar, die bal kom uit na Janko toe, Janko wat net so vinnig deur die handjies wys en 'n dummy gooi en ons gaan buitentoe en uiteindelik kom die bal daar uit. In die tackle deur Rondebosch man miskien aangeslaan en Genre baan het maak skoon. En nou moet Durbanville weer begin bou en is weer Genre Treurnig. Hy verloor die bal in kontak, Rondebosch moet omkeer besit en is nou gevaarlik, hulle is op die aanval.
Taken in by Daniel Smith, cleaned out by Rondebosch. Penalty advantage to Rondebosch, taken in by Siba, out to Seb, onto Ashton, set up a pod in the midfield. Just too late on the clean, but still had the advantage from the previous infringement. Just looking over, Nico, at the Rondebosch coaching staff, this is not something that you'd see every day. From a school from the southern suburbs. Penalty to Rondebosch, actually taking the kick.
But you know, I think it'll be good. If Rondebosch can slot this kick, I think the confidence will be up. There are going to be points on the board. And I think that belief is going to start bubbling up in Bosch, and we're going to have a good rugby game on our hands.
Nico, it sounds like you've got good belief. And he's just pushed the kick. Score remains at 17-0.
I think the wind slightly off left, just pushed that strike once again. I think both the flyer from Durbanville and the inside centre, who's been doing most of the kicking work for both teams, they've both got very accurate long kicks about them.
Nico, it's little things that you see in a rugby match. Rondebosch, number 13, Casey Muller, just took a knock a couple of phases ago. Spadu has got the ball now. And just watching him off camera, he had to get up from a knock and make the next tackle. And it's awesome to see the guts to keep going.
Especially from an under 12 boy as well.
Absolutely. This is an opportunity for him, and I think he knows it. But looking at him now, he's still battling with looks like his left leg, left calf or left knee, but showing incredible amounts of guts just to keep going.
Oh, and it's all about that want. He just wants to play, and he wants to show what he's got and the potential that he has.
Absolutely.
So, hopefully he can stay on for the remainder of the match, because you can clearly see when he gets the ball, there's something about him. He's got a bit of a special touch to him.
100%.
Dis Erik Vermeulen wat die bal dan in die lyn staan vat, en Durbanville wat weer tradisioneel die dryfmaalbeweging wil aansit, en dan 'n strafskop voordeel vir Durbanville. Skeieregter se beslissing dat Rondebosch die mol daar op 'n
I think it's the Rondebosch boy off his feet, eh? Yeah, pulling the mall down.
Yeah, we got pulling the mall down.
Penalty here to Durbanville on the 22, looking to set up the line out.
Ons moet sê, Janrey baan het moet vandag so dusver 2 pragtige skoppies daar in die hoek ingedruk tot op die 5 meter. I mean, we're 20 minutes into the match and we haven't really seen either of the back lines really firing on all cylinders. We haven't been seen flowing rugby. It's sort of been a stop-start game. And Durbanville trying the exact same move in the exact same spot they did last time.
Yes, with the number 7 coming around the front off the pod, line out. This time Rondebosch had learnt their lesson and made their tackle at the front of the line out. This time we're here, we've got a line out Rondebosch's ball.
Keep an eye on Durbanville number 4, Kwesi Loubser. I mean, he's an absolute jackal in the lineouts.
He's already taken 2 or 3 steals. He didn't compete for this one, obviously staying down for the more defense. And the ball goes out to Rondebosch. Casey Muller tries to take it up, but Durbanville backline in front of the last man's feet for the advantage. Penalty to Rondebosch. We're looking at 3 minutes left in the first half. Excellent kick from Daniel Smith, taking play up to just inside the Rondebosch half. Line out to Rondebosch. Ball to be put in by Ashton Smith. Ball played to the front of the line out. Sneaky little move there, but almost too sneaky because the ball got carried directly into touch. Pretty simple defense there for Durbanville.
I mean, one never wants to count out one side or another, but you feel like Rondebosch are going to have to score some points before the end of the half, and we've got 2 minutes left here with Durbanville, who's got the ball in hand. I mean, just to carry some momentum into the second half.
Absolutely agree with that. Durbanville will take the ball in from the line out, set up the maul. The ref says he's taken down by Durbanville.
And we've got the inside centre and left wing for Durbanville there. Oh, it's once again, it's just the luck of the bounce at the moment. We've had a couple of bounces that just went perfectly for Durbanville, and that's accounted for like 12 or 15 points.
Excellent kick. Marginal decision there on the chaser. Could well have been in front of the kicker.
Not quite as marginal.
But nevertheless, excellent kick, excellent chase. And try to Durbanville.
it's one of those, if you're not going to put in the effort, no matter how good the ball bounces, it's not going to come, or the ball's not going to bounce into your hands. So well done to the left wing and to the inside centre, who both worked extremely hard to get there. And at the end of the day, it was a lucky bounce. But it's one of those where the more you attempt it, the more times you're going to have success with it. And we've seen Durbanville kicking to the corners, not quite as deep, but just kicking into space and having the ball bounce and sort of trying to ride that lucky wave.
Absolutely. Finding, as you say, Nico, finding grass from their kicks. Rugby ball is a strangely shaped phenomenon. Can bounce any which way.
Absolutely.
Restart from Rondebosch with time up on the clock for the end of the first half. It's the last phase of play here. Taken in the midfield by Durbanville to set up the pod. And then playing blindside.
Good appreciation of the laws there by the 13. And as I say that, someone else in the team then goes off their feet in the ruck trying to protect the ball.
But absolutely, yeah, releasing the ball on the ground, getting up to his feet before collecting the ball to take it into contact. So yeah, excellent.
It's one of those things where, as coaches, we don't focus on. And it's not something which it's like not your primary focus during a training session at all. And you can see a lot of these boys, it's a skill that they've picked up just from watching and appreciating the game from people who play at the top levels.
Absolutely. Speaks to a culture of really loving the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent back ball there, taken in by Siba, and Rondebosch trying to maul. Taken in by Daniel Smith. Looking for quick ball, just too slow. The Durbanville Steeler adjudged to be off his feet.
And I like this, boss. Lifting the tempo now, showing that they want to play and they want to get back into this match.
Another advantage for the high shot from Durbanville. Taken in by Rondebosch, hooker, and stripped in contact. Ref wasn't quite ready for the quick tap there from Rondebosch. So kicked out by the Rondebosch 12, Daniel Smith. Nico, it's amazing how this game works because we 3 minutes over time and the boys just keeping on wanting to play.
Yeah, I think once again just Rondebosch showing this heart and showing this willpower of theirs that they will not refuse points in the first half. Unfortunately, lineout going askew there and the 7 of Durbanville, Eric Vermeulen poaching it.
Right. The ball put out by Yanku Webb for half-time. So half-time scores 22-0 and both teams having a good chat to their coaches now.
special guest commentator, Francois Roux.
Okay, we're back in start of the second half here, kicked off by Durbanville.
Nice hanging kick. Good timing on the tackles there by Durbanville. Bosch doing really good work there to secure the ball.
Yeah, taken in by Greg Scott. Hard worker. Really gets stuck in when nobody sees what he does. Pressure relieving kick by Daniel Smith, but the pressure is back. Durbanville got numbers on their right. Rondebosch are going to have to fold quickly.
Oh, brilliant steal there. Brilliant steal. Under pressure, only man defending. After just having stolen the ball there. We've got an interesting fact on the other end. The big lad throwing the ball back into play there is Springbok captain from 2 weekends ago, Dwayne Vermeulen.
Nico, what would Dwayne Vermeulen be doing here?
After perhaps not the Springboks' best performance we've seen in the last couple of years, I think he's probably trying to pick up a few pointers for his next appearance for the Boks, trying to sort out all the kinks and the niggles and maybe some game plan things here from Coach Malherbe Kriel and Coach Jaco van Skalkwyk.
It's amazing. It's a bit like Mr. Johan Erasmus going from World Cup winning coach to Lions winning water boy. Massive scrum from Durbanville.
Alex Steyn doing well initially, but then just, manhandled by the 8th man there from Bosch.
I think that manhandling effort was adjudged to be too high, resulting in penalty for Durbanville. Rondebosch, loose head prop. Ethan Deacon looks like he hurt himself in that preceding scrum and is getting top-class medical attention here at Durbanville Primary School.
And you said in the first half there, Casey Muller, the under-12 boy who got a knock, he's still stretching, and every single time there's a break in play, you can see he's stretching that leg of his. But as soon as the coach calls them over and they've got a huddle going, he just absolutely jogs there and just gives everything. And it's one of those things, if you're a coach, you absolutely love those kinds of players. They want to listen and they want to play and they want to do good for the team. And we've got 30 players on the field at the moment, and I believe most of them are the type of play or the types of players that just, they want to learn and they want to better themselves, and they just want to give everything. There's two proud schools going up against one another, and they're playing for their school. And a lovely take there by Corne Gerber.
Tackle made by Rondebosch backline there on the Durbanville prop. Durbanville hot on the attack here. Getting the ball out to the right with a swan dive from Durbanville's right wing.
Something that the viewers might not have picked up, because with the mics, obviously they're not meant to pick up the sounds on the field, but we had the outside centre of Durbanville, John LaRue, absolutely shouting for the ball on the right-hand side. Just having that vision and knowing that there's overlap on the other side, and even just, like having the forwards come out of the way so that the backline can have a bit of ball.
So much of rugby is about communication, isn't it, Nika?
Absolutely. If just like where we're sitting now, whilst the ball is in play, either side having the ball, it's just constant communication.
Absolutely, both on attack and on defence.
bit of a voer.
Absolutely. Nico, it's amazing while we've got a brief break and play here. What gets I've been given some feedback off social media from first half commentary, and I used the comment "when in Rome, do as the Romans do," and the comment from Mrs. Esmery Swanepoel, Rondebosch Afrikaans teacher, said, "When in Rome, do as the Romans do, so start speaking Afrikaans." And I've really been trying to pluck up the courage to do so, but maybe I'll get some courage going into the second half later. Thanks for the challenge, Mrs. Swanepoel.
I mean, luckily there's two of us.
Absolutely very, very lucky for our listeners.
I mean, I've been giving my all here with the English all day. I mean, the Afrikaans broken through a couple of times, and when it does, I do enjoy the Afrikaans bit, because I've got words which I wouldn't normally use in my everyday life, like losgemaal, en dryfmaal, en skepskop, and things like that come out, which is just lovely. Voer.
The irony, Nico teaching here at Durbanville doesn't actually teach Afrikaans to his class.
That probably has something to do with the braai.
Back to the rugby. Durbanville have the line out and set up the quick loose maul out to the backs. Nice cross kick from the Durbanville 12, knocked on by Rondebosch. 15, Matthew van Flanderen. And as quickly as that, defense is turned into attack. Lovely running off the ball from Durbanville's 13.
And the decision's been made there. Lovely call by Durbanville parent Grant Blewett, also a member of the beheerliggaam. Lovely to see that when there's a call that needs to be made, we don't turn a blind eye and we make the correct call. So, Grant, ons is so trots op jou vir dit wat jy daar gedoen het.
That's an old school call there, quite correctly made for booking, Nico. Hooker there, Rondebosch hooker booked to put that ball into the line out and was called out. Once the ball goes behind his head, it's got to be thrown in.
I'm quite excited to see what happens here, because as the free kick was given, every single Durbanville back started shouting Fanta. Oh, and it's turnover ball, and here comes the 8th man, who's had an excellent second half so far. Really aggressive and strong in his feet.
Yeah, excellent run there from Nathan Corlett. Taken in by Sebastian Oberholzer, playing at 10 for Rondebosch. Rondebosch really trying to hold the ball. Battled a little bit with their tackling today. So clearly the coaches have been saying, if you've got the ball, you don't have to make any tackles. Let's see if they can keep holding on to this ball.
Oh, lovely bit of skill.
Lovely offload there from Casey Muller. Unfortunately, the clean is just too slow. Much better continuity from the Rondebosch pack.
Touch not found, en Timothy Hofman wat daar die bal gehad. 'n groot sterk vleuel. Baie mense sal sê meer 'n Nieu-Zeelandse vleuel. En dis Louis Andrag wat die bal sterk opdra, kom goed oor die voorlyn. Die Durban Wilman maak vinnig skoon. Elik wat uitgee. Erik Vermeulen daar die kaptein wat dit opvat. Rondebosch se 8ste man wat net die steal daar mis, en Janko het dit. Dis 'n dummy En dit kom uit na John Leroux toe die buitesenter en hy wys mooi voete en goeie visie en ons kyk nou waartoe hy gaan. Bal beskikbaar en ons weet Timothy die groot vleuel daar wat hom opvat. Durbanville wat skoor maak, Alec wat 'n bietjie van 'n stadiger bal het. Volgens die skeieregter was hy bietjie onwettig stadig gemaak daar deur Rondebosch, maar die bal kom weer eens terug. En ja, daar blaas die fluitjie. Onkant Rondebosch. Durbanville met 'n besluit nou. Durbanville not going for touch, calling a set play.
Interesting. Oh, and then playing their backs. Wonderful to see. Into that first pod taken in by the Durbanville loose hit prop. Ron was battling to bring him down, but do so eventually. But amazingly positive momentum for the Durbanville side.
Louis wat die bal sterk opdra. Durbanville wat verskriklik baie manne hier aan die linkerkant het. So ons gaan die bal definitief moet versprei. Die bal wat uitkom en dit moet vinnig handjies wees en daar mooi gedoen daar deur die heel agter Rondebosch die bal vashou. Maar die 7 flank van Rondebosch wat bitter goeie werk daar doen om stadige bal te maak. John Leroux wat daar so 15 meter van die uitlyn af druk hier aan die linkerkant. We've now got a lovely angle from the camera here of Janku kicking. He normally kicks it like he's got a bit of a fade on him. So ball moving slightly left to right, which in a situation on this end of the field is not ideal because it might just slice across the poles. Oh, this time brings it round the other way. Scoreline reading currently 34-0 in the favour of Durbanville. We've got just over 12 minutes left in the game. And the Rondebosch boys quickly back to the line, still up for the challenge. As Durbanville met 'n Scrum hier in die middel van die veld. Alex Stein wat die bal daar ingooi. Sterk Scrum beide kante. Hein Dak het agterman het optel met 'n mooi handoff. Janko wat 'n klein skoppietjie oordruk. Die bal wat weer daar mooi gevat word deur die hele agter van Rondebosch. Heeltemal goed onderdruk. En as Rondebosch wat die bal skop en hy's 'n bietjie van die kant van die voet af. Alright, en Durbanville wat nou 'n lyn staan net buite Rondebosch se 22 het. We've just received news here from the back that Boland Landbou has just beaten Paul Boys.
Oh, goodness me, Paul Boys seem to be battling this year, Nico.
I mean, they're obviously still a quality side, but they are Paul Boys, so they've had a couple of results which have been a little bit shocking.
And tell me, do you think that would be down to getting prepared for inter-schools? Obviously, if you're going to prioritize one game, you'd prioritize that match?
Definitely a big priority for them during the season. I think these, not shocking losses, but these surprise losses have been happening consistently through the season.
Okay.
So I think maybe there's a little bit something more wrong than just preparation or perhaps keeping something close to the chest as we hope the Springboks did against New Zealand.
Absolutely. Penalty there to Durbanville. Put the kick out, and interestingly, their loose head prop feeding the line out. Nico, looking at these boys, that loose head, that tight head, and that hooker. What are you feeding these boys? They're look at those calves. Those are big boys, eh?
I think it's down to genetics. I mean, if you look at the loose head prop who's got the ball now,
yes.
He's quite a strong big boy, and he actually played first team hooker and prop last year as well.
Okay.
So
he's
got
in
the
grade 7 this year.
He's in grade 7 now. But I mean, if you've seen his father, you'll just know that it is basically purely genetics. I mean, his father is an absolute unit.
Okay. But going with the size, the quality of play from Durbanville in terms of getting the ball into space has been a sight to behold.
Definitely, it has to be a conscious coaching decision.
Absolutely.
It's part of the game plan, and I feel, especially today, very well executed. And we see again, this time might not find grass, but the kick chase is excellent once again.
Yes, and the intelligent use of kicking.
And we've seen it in recent times on the international level as well. Especially now, the All Blacks playing against South Africa in the past weekend. The All Blacks very rarely exited with a long kick. Oftentimes just exiting with an up and under and having a contestable opportunity to put the other team under pressure. And hopefully, as we've just seen under pressure, somebody makes a mistake, and in that manner or in that way, you can just get the ball back and gain about 20 or 30 meters.
Awesome backline move there from Durbanville, getting the fly back into space off the centre. Holding the ball through the phases, looking for the try line. Which they have found.
Try scored there by Hein Duckett, number 8 of Durbanville. And I think, especially for us as coaches, it's something that we probably struggle most with, is because, you know, we've got a plan and we've got structure and we want to do what we want to do. But you can see on both teams there are boys that play with just absolute freedom within the structure or within the game plan, but they've got the freedom to make the decision, and the coaches just lovely to see that the coaches are trusting the players enough to make their own decisions.
Yes, absolutely. Kick going by the wayside there. Scores 39-0 to Durbanville with 6 minutes left to play. Some of the Rondebosch parents on the far side of the field there, Nico, really trying to encourage their boys to keep on going and to keep on playing.
Lovely to see.
Right through to the end of the game.
And once again, even though it's not a score which one would like to have been put up against you, but just an absolute worldie of a goose step there by the 7 flanker.
Absolutely, David Campisi.
Yeah, the rugby guy would enjoy that one.
Absolutely.
Rate my goose. But yeah, the Bosch boys once again jogging back to the halfway line, eager to play a bit of rugby. Lovely to see at the end, even if there's just 5 minutes left and the scoreline isn't in your favour. But lovely decision making there with the cutout ball, and we've got the right wing, which is an absolute unit, stampeding down the sideline.
First time that the ball was taken down the back line by Rondebosch effectively. Ball ended up in Ross Webber's hands. Burgeoning ran down the right wing. Unfortunately tackled into touch. Line out for Durbanville on their 22.
I mean, you feel there's one more try or one more score left in this match. I mean, we've got 4 minutes left now. And with the tempo of the match and the pace it's been played at, there's definitely going to be one more score in the game. And we've got the scrum off there sticking his hands into the scrum. We've got Durbanville going for, it looks like it might be the same move again. Or this time we've got a little inside ball. Interesting seeing the loose head prop setting up the fly off on the crash ball.
Absolutely, it's wonderful to see that spreading of the ball. But turnovers made. Rondebosch taking it up through Nathan Corlett in the centres now.
I mean, it is scruffy and physical in the rucks at the moment.
He was behind his 22.
Bit of conjecture there between the touch judge and the ref around whether the ball had been carried back. But the decision's been made, kick directly into touch. Durbanville line out. With the irrepressible maul being driven by the loose head prop at the back.
I mean, you can really hear and see in the background all the Rondebosch boys standing behind the try line trying to back their team and motivate them.
Almost looks like a second line of defense.
It does,
Nico.
doesn't it? Big physical tackle there by the 8 from Rondebosch. Oh. And as they always say, it's the diminutive statured number 9, Alex Tainfree, which has a snipe round the corner and scores.
Great reading of the play there from the, as you say, Nico, the diminutively built Durbanville 9 to go around the blind side and to score his try.
And that's the traditional fade that I was talking or referring to earlier. And with this little wind coming from the clubhouse to the other side of the field, just pushed it past the right-hand upright. Oh, it's a lovely kickoff there from Rondebosch.
Ball transferred from Casey Muller to Nathan Corlett in contact. Rondebosch really trying to lift the tempo now to try and get the score.
And this is a lovely opportunity. They've got the advantage for Durbanville not being back 10. So one feels sort of not break the structure, but get that one play out of your playbook that's just absolutely going to open up the defense.
Ball given directly to Ayaka Rochi, the left wing. Still not back 10, Durbanville. And the ball's played quickly again by Sebastian Oberholzer to Daniel Smith, to Casey Muller in the centres. Looking for a quick clean. Quick ball taken in from
Oh,
Victoria.
and tit for tat. You do something, I do it better.
Absolutely, tit for tat. Looking at the Rondebosch boys, you would think that they'd won this match. But sadly, they've come second in a 2-horse race. But a wonderful way to end the game for Luke Cordier, the Rondebosch 9. Reading when to go blindside. Here comes the Rondebosch coaching team from our left. Mr. Matthew van Niekerk and Mr. Rian Pretorius. Our HAD in charge of Afrikaans. Unfortunately, the ball pushed right by Daniel Smith, leaving the final score, Nico, to be 44-5. Congratulations to Durbanville on a resounding win today. Wonderful to be out here in the northern suburbs for our boys, and thank you so much for hosting us.
Oh, thank you very much. Cheers, thanks, Peter.